Guys, I am not a fan of shipping costs with cards. There's nothing worse to me than buying a card for $8 and then spending $5 to get that card shipped. It just drives me crazy. So I love to send cards in a standard envelope. But a lot of times people are concerned that it might get lost in the mail or worse yet, damaged somehow. I think it's largely just due to the way that you package the envelope. I have a lot of luck sending cards through the mail, standard, just first class mail, because I think I do a pretty decent job of packaging them. It takes way too much time, and I can't recommend it to everybody because there's definitely faster and way more efficient ways to do this. But if you want to send a card through the mail, PWE, and not spend $5 to ship an $8 or a $9 card, it's a great way to go. So here we go. All right, this video is a little bit random, but I decided to do a quick video on how I send cards PWE, particularly when it's more than one card going into the envelope. PWE is plain white envelope. So I've got a purchase that was made from me on Facebook, and I'm going to package it up. Here we go. All right, so I have seen a lot of things come to my house in a plain white envelope that I have no idea how it made it through the mail. I've also seen, because it was just so bulky, it shouldn't come through the mail standard, but I've also seen some really nice packaging done. But this is what I like to do. So here's an example. I've got two cards here. I'm going to send one in a top loader, but if I send two top loaders, it can often be too heavy or too thick. So I'll set the cards kind of like this. I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. I may be able to get away with doing one envelope, but I really feel like that's pushing my luck. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to use two separate envelopes for each of these. And I will take basically very thin cardboard to put over this. I'll trim it to size and then do the same thing for this one. And then I'm going to center it in the envelope like this. I don't know a ton about the mail, but I would assume that when it's run through the machine, it's automated to run through this way. So if the card's on an end here, or if I use a smaller envelope, it may try to grab the thick part. And plain white envelope mail, standard first class, doesn't like thick stuff. So we want it to be relatively malleable. So my thought process is if it grabs this, it feels like a normal letter, and then it's halfway through the machine by the time it hits this part. So that's my hope. But we're gonna take this. I've already done this, but we're gonna do it anyway. And go over here to the scale. We need to be under 1, and we're at 0.8, almost 0.9. So we should be good to go. We'll be trimming this off and saving a little bit of weight, and we'll be adding a tiny bit of weight from tape. All right, so I cut this to size. It is a tiny bit bigger than the card on purpose, then top loader, and then I'll tape that together. All right, so we are in the envelope now, and I'm gonna take this little bit of tape, basically put it right here so that it stays centered in the envelope. All right, and then I did add one sheet of paper on this side and taped it in there. I don't think that's necessary, but it puts another layer, small layer of protection between the top loader and the outside of the envelope. And I had a little bit of weight left over, so might as well, doesn't hurt. That's pretty much all we're gonna do. I will seal this up, usually put a little bit of tape on each side so that those lips don't come apart, and this will ship off.